students, how are you? I hope you are fine. In last lecture we have discussed about matter. So what is matter? The things that surround us, the objects that surround us is made up of certain materials, certain particles, and it is nothing but a matter. Another thing, how will you define matter? That matter occupies space and is having certain mass. So these two things you can write about matter. So once again, what is matter? Anything, any object that surrounds us is made up of certain particles. It occupies space and it is having mass. So that we have seen in last lecture. And another thing we have performed, we have seen one activity. In that activity, what we were doing? We had taken one beaker, one container. In container we had taken water, and in water we have taken sugar or salt. Either you take sugar or salt. Then what we were doing? We were adding it and stirring it with the help of stirrer. So what will be the conclusion? What will be the conclusion when you add sugar or salt and stir it? Yes, you know the answer. That sugar or salt will get mixed up with water. Now why it gets mixed up with water? So you already know the answer. Because water is having two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and between hydrogen and oxygen there is a lot of space, and in that space the molecules of sugar, the molecules of salt get occupied. Okay, so that is the reason it gets mixed up. And another thing I had told you, that if the substance is soluble, then only it can get mixed up with water. For example, oil. Oil is not soluble in water, so it will not get mixed up in water. It will not occupy the space. The different layer of oil you can see. If you are immersing oil in water, then you will find different layer of oil, because it does not get mixed up. Why? Because it is insoluble. So that was all about last lectures. Now moving to the next topic is how small are these particles of matter. 1.1.2. How small are these particles of matter? Now students, you already know particles of matter are small. That we already know that particles of matter are small, but how much small they are? So we will conclude from this activity that how much small the particles of matter are. Here the activity is given to you below. From that activity we will conclude that how small these particles are. So let us perform the activity 1.2. Let us see activity 1.2. Okay, so for this activity 1.2, what you require is, you require 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate. 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate. Chemical formula for potassium permanganate is KMnO4. K capital M capital NO4. Now students, what is crystal? Crystal means small molecule, like sugar. Sugar is having a crystal. Similar way, you have to take 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, KMnO4. Another thing you require is 5 to 6 beaker. Okay, 5 to 6 beakers you require. and that beaker should be of 100 ml. Each beaker that what you are taking is of how much ml? 100 ml. 100 ml beaker you have to take. Now what you will do? In the first beakers, let us name the beaker. I am naming it A, B, C. Likewise, I am giving the name to the beaker A, B, C, D and E. Choice is yours, any name you can give. Now what I will do, in first beaker, in beaker A, I will add 100 ml water. Beaker is also of 100 ml. I am taking 100 ml water in that. After adding 100 ml water, I will add few crystal, 1 or 2 crystal of this KMnO4. Okay, you can see activity is given in your textbook. Second line. Sorry, first one only. You can pay attention. Take 2 to 3 crystal of potassium permanganate and dissolve in 100 ml water. So 2 to 3 only they have taken. So directly 2 to 3 these crystals I am taking in 100 ml water. Now what I will do, I will stir it. After stirring it, I will take 10 ml of solution from this beaker and I will enter here. Now students, first of all what you have to do, in beaker B, C, D and E, take 90 ml water. In rest of the in beaker A, I have taken 100 ml water. In beaker B, C, D, E, rest of the beakers except first beaker, in rest of the beaker take 90 ml water. H2O, 90 ml water. So once again see, in beaker first what I have done, I have taken 100 ml water and in that I have taken 2 to 3 crystals. Crystal means small piece like sugar. Okay, sugar is having crystals similar way. But here you are taking crystals of KMnO4. KMnO4 means it is a chemical formula of potassium permanganate. Write it down in your textbook above this chemical name. Potassium permanganate is the chemical name and here I have written chemical formula. Now what you will do, you will stir this solution A, beaker A. From this beaker A, I will take 10 ml solution. Here total solution is 100 ml. From 100 ml I am taking 10 ml and that 10 ml solution I will take in beaker B. And beaker B is already having 90 ml water and 10 ml you are taking from beaker A. And then again you have to stir it. Again what I will do, I will take 10 ml of solution from beaker B and then I will add in beaker C. Beaker C is already having 90 ml water. Same process you have to do, you have to repeat. Again from beaker C, I will take 10 ml solution and I will enter into beaker D. Again from beaker D, I will take 10 ml and enter into beaker E. So this is how you have to perform. So what will be the observation? Students, as you have taken potassium permanganate here, so because of potassium permanganate, the color of the solution beaker E will be purple color. The whole solution becomes purple color, bluish purple color. You will observe because you have taken potassium permanganate. Now when you are taking 10 ml solution and you are entering it, still you will get purple color. Okay, but the color will become light and light. This purple color initially is darker. In the initial stage it's darker, but slowly and steadily you will see light this purple color. Why you are getting light purple color slowly and steadily? The reason is dilution. Dilution means in rest of the beakers you have taken maximum amount of water, 90 ml water. Okay, 90 ml water you are taking. So whenever the proportion of water is more, that process is known as dilution. And that solution is known as dilute solution. Okay, so dilute solution means the solution in which the proportion of water is more. So you can see in the rest of the beakers, water was more, 90 ml, and only 10 ml you were taking this. So this whole process is known as dilution. Okay, so now this is clear to you. Initially the color will be dark. Slowly and steadily you will get light purple color. Now you may have one question in your question may arise in your mind, that why we are getting this color, why we are getting color in spite we have taken only 2 to 3 crystals. Only 2 to 3 crystals we have taken, then also we are getting color. What is the reason behind it? So the reason behind this is, in one crystal of KMnO4, in one crystal of KMnO4, here we have taken 2 to 3 crystals. In one crystal of KMnO4, there are millions particles. There are millions particles behind our imagination. That's why till last you will get color. Color will be lighter, but still you will get color. Okay, so here you can see in textbook also, you can underline, mark it. Page number 2 in blue line, blue box it is given. If you are having textbook with you, blue box it is given. The particles of matter are very small. They are small beyond our imagination. So that's why we are getting color till last. Color is light. Why it is light? Because we have added more and more amount of water. That's why it is light. But still we are getting color because in single crystal there are millions particles. Okay, so here we have performed the dilution process, and dilute solution means the amount of water is more. So this is dilute solution. So from this activity you concluded how small these particles are. So the particles are very small, millions particles in single crystal. So same thing you can do at your home also. This activity you can perform at your home, but at your home you can take Dettol solution. Everyone might be having. But in Dettol you can't see change in color. You will observe change in odor. Odor means smell. You can perform this activity at your home. What you will do, same thing you have to do. Take 2 to 3 containers. At home you might not be having beaker. Okay, so at home you take containers 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, whatever. In initial stage, take water and take Dettol. Likewise, you can enter in the rest of the beakers, and in rest of them take the water quantity more, 90 ml water. Still, so you will perform this process till last you will get the smell of Dettol. Initially the smell of the Dettol is very concentrated, but slowly and steadily the smell will get lighter, okay, but you will means less concentrated. In short, initially the fragrance will be strong. Fragrance of Dettol will be strong. After you are adding water and you are performing dilution process, the smell of the Dettol will become less strong or weak also, you can say. So in short, what is the conclusion? In a single matter, in any matter, there are millions of millions particles. In any of the matter, how small are the particles? Particles are very small, millions of millions times small, beyond our imagination. So read it once if you are having, if you got or not this topic. Okay, next is characteristics of particles of matter. Next topic. Characteristics Now students, you already, just now you came to know about particles, how small are the particles. So particles are very small. Now what are the characteristics of these particles? That we have to learn. What are the characteristics of particles of matter? This question is very important. It can be asked in 2 to 3 marks, 2 marks most probably. Okay, so particles are very small. But what is the characteristic of these particles? That we have to learn. So first characteristics you already know. Particles of matter, first characteristic is particles of matter is having space between them. In activity 1.1 we have already discussed, we have taken water and sugar. Sugar got mixed up. Why? Because it was having space. So that is the characteristic, that particles of matter is having space between them. As it is having space, that's why whatever substance you will take, that substance will occupy the space. And another example also I have given you, lemonade, that is Nimbu Pani. In that what we have taken? Lemon juice, sugar, salt, water. Whole things will get mixed up. Why? Because of space between them. Because water is having space, that's why. Okay, so first characteristic is that particles of matter is having space between them. Now moving, I am not explaining this thing in detail because as I have already discussed. Now next is this thing 1.2.2, next characteristic. Second characteristic is particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of matter are continuously moving. This is a second characteristic. So any matter if you see, inside that matter is made up of some particles, that particles are continuously moving. It is not visible. Any of the object you will see around you, any object, that object is made up of certain particle, that is clear to you. That particles are continuously moving. That particles are continuously moving. Okay, it is not visible, but yet it is moving. For example, this is a whiteboard. Whiteboard is made up of certain material. So whiteboard is a matter? Yes, it is matter. Whatever the material are present inside this whiteboard are continuously moving. It is not visible yet, it is moving. So this second characteristic we will see with the help of, we will learn in detail with the help of activities. Okay, with the help of activities we will learn this second characteristic, that is particles of matter are continuously moving. So now activity 1.3. So in this activity what you have to do, you have to take one incense stick. Incense stick means agarbatti, that you have to take. Now what you will do, initially take incense stick and keep the incense stick in one room. Take incense stick and keep it in the corner in one room, and you have to sit in the next room. Okay, so are you able to smell the fragrance of incense stick? Incense stick is unburned, it is not lighted, it is unlit. You have not lighted the incense stick. Incense stick you have to place as it is in one room, and you have to sit in the another room. Are you able to smell the fragrance of incense stick? It is obvious, no. You are not able to smell the fragrance of incense stick. Why? Because it is not lighted up. Okay, it is not burned. You have not lighted the incense stick. But still, see, incense stick is made up of certain particle. So the particles inside the incense stick are moving, that you have to remember. It is made up of certain material, that particles are continuously moving. Now second thing what you have to do is light this incense stick. Sorry. Light means burn this incense stick. Burn this incense stick, lit it up. Okay, burn the incense stick. Now again perform same thing. Sit in one room. After lighting up the incense stick, burning up the incense stick, keep the incense stick in one corner and you have to sit in the next room. Are you able to smell the fragrance of incense stick? What will be the answer? Yes, you are able to smell the incense stick. Now why this happens like this? You are sitting in the next room and then also you are getting the fragrance. What is the reason behind it? The reason behind is just now only I told you. Incense stick is made up of certain particles, and that particles are moving. That particles are moving. Now, when you are giving heat energy to these particles, means when you are burning this incense stick, these particles starts moving speedily. The speed of these particles increases. The speed of the particles increases. When it increases, when you are giving heat energy, at that time the speed of the particles increases. When you have not burned the stick, incense stick, at that time also the particles were moving. But when you have given the heat energy, at that time the motion, the speed of the particles increased. Kinetic energy increased. Whenever any material or any object is moving anything, means it is having a kinetic energy. Particles are moving, means it is having which energy? Kinetic energy. Okay, so kinetic energy increases when you are giving heat energy, and as a result this particle starts moving speedily and these particles will enter in the air. Fragrance of these particles will enter in the air, get mixed up in the air, and as a result via air it will reach to your nose. You are sitting in the next room, there it will reach. Okay, when you are giving heat, particles starts moving speedily, then that particles will enter into air, get mixed up into air, and as a result, you can smell the fragrance of this thing, incense stick. Same thing is applicable to food. Whenever the food is not cooked, whenever your mom is taking one container in that, suppose your mother is cooking rice, so for that what she will do, she will take one container, in that she will add rice, water, whatever the ingredients are needed, rice, water. Suppose she is making pulao. Okay, so she will add rice, water, vegetables. So initially you will not get the smell of pulao. Why? Because it is uncooked. But still the particles will be moving. Particles of rice, water, whole will be moving. But you will not get the smell. As soon as the food, this pulao gets cooked, it is cooked means how it is cooked? It is cooked when you are giving heat energy. You will burn, you will start the burner from the bottom. Okay, you are giving heat energy. And when you are giving heat energy, the speed of the particles increases. The speed of the particles increases. And as a result, if you are sitting in the next corner also, next room also, you will get the smell of this thing, pulao or another recipe, whatever your mother is cooking. So that is only the conclusion here. What is the conclusion from this activity? Particles of matter, any matter are moving. Particles of matter are moving means it is having which energy? Particles of matter are moving means it is having kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. And this kinetic energy increases. Kinetic energy increases when heat energy increases. When you increase the temperature, when you increase the heat energy, at that time kinetic energy also increases. Okay students, I hope this 1.3 is clear to you. Still for this second characteristic, what is the second characteristic? Particles of matter are continuously moving. Clear? So for that we have performed activity 1.3. Okay, 1.3, with the help of 1.3 we had tried to understand this activity. Now rest of the activity we will see in next lecture, that is activity 1.4 and 1.5. 1.4 and 1.5. So till that, revise this topic whatever I have explained you today, and in homework what you will do today, you will do activity 1.1, sorry, these two things only you do in homework. Activity 1.2 and 1.3. How will you write these activities? You will write aim, if you know, then you can write procedure, you have to write procedure, then observation, what you are observing, and then conclusion. Okay, like this you will write activity 1.2 and 1.3 and you will revise the topic. And if you are having any doubt, you can ask me, you are free to ask. Okay, till then, bye. Take care.